2019, where we were honoring domestic violence survivors. And we also go back because Renette is best friends with my coach, Angel, and she and I have also done some different work together. So I thought it would be great to have Renette on today so that she can just share the amazing things that she has going on. So, speaking of today's topic, I am enough. Why is this messaging so important to you and ultimately important to our listeners?
I'm enough is very important because many of the people in the world do not believe they are enough to carry out the dreams, the goals, the visions that they have. They live basically inside of a box. And it's important to me because I lived that way for so long. I have lived most of my life doing things that I didn't want to do, going to a job I didn't want to go to because I didn't feel I was enough to move forward on my dreams. I had been told things that, I wasn't this, I wasn't that, I couldn't do certain things. And so it got into my head and it made me really feel like I didn't believe I could carry out my dreams and I can do what it is I wanted to do. And I always thought it was for other people and never for me. And once I really found myself and I learned that I really am enough, it changed my whole life. And because of what I went through, because of the negativity that I lived, I'm just so excited about where I am. I'm excited about what I do. And it's important for me to make sure that people understand that they are enough. Most people are scared. And the reason that I'm enough is important is because I am helping people to turn their scarcity into opportunity. Whether you're working for yourself, whether you're working at a job that you really love or whatever, while we living in spaces and places where we are unhappy. And most of the people do that. About 95% of the people on earth doing things that they really don't want to do, just to run after a paycheck, to pay bills. And so they're limiting themselves and keeping themselves in a box. When you decide that you are enough, you will move outside of your box and chase your dreams. The bottom line is this. Many people that are on a job, they don't like it. They're struggling. So if you step out and you start to do what you love, you might struggle for a minute. But if it's ultimately what you love, if it's ultimately your gift, it will be room for you. And so I'm just helping people to understand that they are enough.
Yes, I love that. I know for myself, it was pretty hard to accept myself as is for a while. And I know that came from some of the childhood trauma and the abuse that I experienced and didn't speak up about. But do you feel that it's difficult for people in general to accept themselves as is? And then if so, why or why not?
In general, it is very hard for people to accept themselves. You were not born that way because, as a baby, you didn't know anyone, or whatever. And what happens is why many people struggle to accept themselves is because negativity was brought upon them, whether it be a family member, whether it was, people that you were around when in your younger years, and they start to tell you what you can't do, what you can't be, where you can't go. And you're constantly hearing that over and over and over. And if you constantly hear stuff, it becomes the norm. And you start to believe it and tell yourself, you know what, I'm just not enough. I don't feel like I can accept myself. I'm not good enough. I shouldn't be doing this. And you ultimately start to think in your mind because of all the things you've heard, you've accepted it. And so you see that now as normal. You just don't really accept yourself. And you think that's normal. And in actuality, it's normal to people to not accept themselves, but it should not be a norm because we should be accepting ourselves. How can other people really accept you if you can't accept yourself?
That's so good. And I actually was having a conversation with my teenager because now, as you get older and you're experiencing the teen things, you're liking the boys and just feeling a little insecure, I've noticed that she has not really been feeling like she's enough. So I've been spending more time trying to build her up. We even started this new, well, it's not too new, but it's something called tapping. And there is a whole meditation this week that we've been doing. And the one for today was actually I am enough. So this morning I had it playing in the atmosphere so that they could hear it and I could do it myself. But it just basically reaffirms I am enough, just as I am. I don't have to do anything extra to be enough. I am enough as I am. So I like what you said about fully accepting yourself. So can you share how you came to the point where you fully accepted this mantra, I am enough, in your own life? It'll just be a moment. We had a dropped call. We'll wait for Renette to come back in. But as we're speaking, I'll dive in more to talk about the tapping meditation that I did this morning. So I am enough was the tapping meditation that we did. I'll go ahead and answer now. Hey, Renette, thanks for joining us. I know the call dropped. I'm just
sorry, I don't know what happened, but I'm back.
Welcome back. I'm bringing everybody up to speed and just explaining to them about the tapping meditation, and then I'll repeat the question for you. But the tapping meditation for I am enough actually had us to speak out loud even those negative things that we think about ourselves. And then as we are speaking it, we're tapping on different parts of the body, and we're releasing those emotions that maybe we don't feel like we are enough, but then following up with I am okay as I am enough. So if you all haven't done anything called tapping or the meditation, my coach brought it up actually last week, and then it just somehow popped up on my timeline and I signed up, and that's what we were working on. So it was perfectly aligned for today's topic of I am enough. And so if you're just tuning in to Wednesdays with Whit on IntellectualRadio.com, I have a special guest in here. She's on the phone line all the way from Florida, CEO and founder of Next Level Chicks. And so again, can you share how you came to the point where you fully accepted the mantra, I am enough, in your own life, Renette?
I guess I had just gotten to the point in my life, like I said, I never really believed it. And I was constantly going somewhere every day, spending, I would say, because I worked more than 40 hours a week, maybe 50, 55 hours a week, to someplace I hated because I didn't feel like I was enough. And it really took me to get around some people. I ended up going to a new church, and I was invited to, even though it was a church, I was invited to a business conference by the church members. And a part of that business conference was on mindset. And I really needed just a shift in my mindset because I constantly went to a job that I really didn't like, because I thought I just deserved more money. I needed more time with my kids. I just needed so much more. And so I decided that I must change me. And I have to decide that I'm important enough to make this change. So I went to that conference, and it was a 3-day conference, and that's why it's so important to connect and get around the right people, because a lot of times your whole circle is negative. Your whole circle is speaking you're not enough. They don't feel they're enough, and you're sitting around talking about how much money you don't have, how the man is getting on your nerves, the kids, the this, the that. You are sitting up in an environment that is not conducive to what it is your dream is. So I had to make up in my mind that I've got to accept where I want to go and move towards it. So I finally came to the thought that, you know what, I don't care how much this conference costs. It is necessary for me to go. And once I went to the conference, I wasn't going to do conference as usual. I've been to different places. I go to stuff. I really don't write stuff down. I really just kind of went, didn't take notes. And then definitely when I went home, I didn't do the work. So I decided that it was time for me to do something different. I invested a lot of money. But not only did I invest the money, I invested the time. I put my mindset to work. I put myself to work. And I started seeing my environment, not the one that was surrounding me every day, but the environment in my head of my dreams of where I was going. And decided to myself, you know what? I am enough. And that year, I accepted myself as enough, and I started pushing forward towards my dreams. And that's how it happened. And that's why I am who I am today, because I got around the right people, the right circle, to people who were positive, people who were lifting me up when I didn't even know how to lift myself up. And it just made so much of a difference. I was tired of looking good, because there was a lot of looking good. Nobody would have ever known maybe the hell that I was going through, that I felt inside, that I knew I deserved more, that I wanted more, but I just didn't feel good enough about it. So I continued to play this game and pretend and not get the help that I needed. But when I made up my mind and I did it, I went to a conference that changed my life and allowed me to get the information needed, allowed me to get around the people that were going to help me to move forward. And it was genuine. And then that's what was just so crazy to me, because I didn't trust people. I grew up, where I was told, don't trust nobody but your family. People will betray you. People are losers and users. You better not trust. So it was very hard. So that was a huge step for me to go to that conference and really accept everything that happened at the conference and to continue to move forward to accept the mantra that I was enough.
I love that. And you said a lot, so I want to unpack it, because there are a lot of times where even myself, I shrank back and I would hide behind my more outspoken friends. And I had similar dreams and desires, but I didn't feel like I was enough. And I want to say it was around 2017 where things for myself started to change, and I started investing, just like you said, going to conferences, investing in coaching, investing in different opportunities, which were ultimately an investment in myself to get me to where I needed to be, to connect with the individuals I needed to connect with, and then step out of that and step out of my shell. So for myself, in June of 2018, I just walked away from my job. And I know that when I went to the conference where I saw you speak and you were talking about the Shock and Awe campaign, that was something that really, really inspired me to keep it going. Every time you turn around, they're shocked, they're in awe. And I tell Renee all the time, like, that for me was a game changer. And so, like she said, getting to these conferences, going and being around people who are going to push you, people who may think on a higher level than you. You don't want to always be the smartest person in the room. All of those things are important. And don't always look at the price point and be like, oh no, that's not for me. You are worth the investment. And so I want to lead into your book. I know that you have a book entitled Put Your Mouth on It. I know it's a very catchy title, and sometimes people have their minds in the gutter. So I just want you to talk a little bit more about your book and the process that you went through while writing Put Your Mouth on It.
I wrote Put Your Mouth on It. That was a book that really came straight from God, because as I told you, it wasn't like I grew up and my parents didn't love me. They loved me very much. But I always had big dreams of, being out there, being an actress, having a business. And for the longest, I was told by many people I was doing too much. I was extra. That's not going to happen for you. And so I just kind of sunk into, I need to go get a job, because that's what I was told. I need to go get a degree. I need to go to college. I did all of those things. And after I got my degree and I kind of thought about it again, I was talked down on it again. So I just fell into the place and space of believing that, you know what, I need to just get me a job. So I was on the job, doing my thing or whatever. Like I said, I didn't really care to be there. And I just made up in my mind, like I said, after that conference, it's time for me to step out. And so as I stepped out like you, I just decided when I really got tired, I said, you know what? I came home to my husband and I said, I'm just getting ready to quit my job. What do you think? He said, well, you asking me sound like you already have your mind made up. Do it. So the next day, I just decided I wasn't going back in, and I did not go back in. And I quit because I had dreams of opening a school. And as you know, my story with the 6 buildings falling through, and then the 7th building for the school actually got it. And so as I got that school and things took off, it was a process going through to get the business started. But when it happened, the fact that it happened was so amazing to me. It was such a miracle that now this stuff that I used to hear other people talk about, that it was really actually happening for me. I was able to start a school. I was able to have $1 million business within 14 months. Became the Orlando Magic Preschool of the Year, credited nationally and internationally. This was happening to me like, wow. And I felt like I wanted to share this with the world. And I always told God, as I did something and I was able to make it, that I would share. So I came up with the fact that I wanted to write a book. I didn't really have a title. And so I clearly heard God say, put your mouth on it. And I was like, that sounds really good. So when I went to the publisher to tell her that, she was like, you know, you're going to have a lot of Christian folk that are going to probably give you some issues behind that. Do you need to talk to your pastor first? And I was like, no, because God told me to do it. And I talked to my husband, and he was like, what? And so he said, maybe you need to talk to your friend Angel. So that was kind of funny. So everybody kind of, act a little like, wow, when they first hit a title. Even my kids' friends were like, Mom, why'd your mom write a book like that? Oh, my God. But people have to understand that when you put your mouth on your dreams and you put the action towards that, you can really have what you say. So you have to put your mouth on it and take the action. And so therefore, if you continue to plant those seeds and do the work, you will have more wealth, happiness, and success. So it was a must to me to go ahead and write the book. And it didn't take me long. What happened, I started writing. I usually wrote it on the weekend. And then I kind of stopped for a while. And then one of my coaches, I told him I was writing a book. And he was like, well, why? I said, I'm up to the last chapter, but I'm just so busy. I got to school, I got my speaking. I had all these excuses that were not necessary. And he said, what's your happy place? I said, the beach. And so he said, I want you to go there. I went to the beach one day, and I finished that book that day. And so when it's something you really want to do, you just can't make excuses. You have to move forward and make it happen. So that's what I did. And my publisher and I, kind of discussed a plan or whatever of, rolling the book out. The book came out, and I told her, I said, I want to do an all-out campaign on the day the book is released. So that's what I did. And we sold that book, and I was just so shocked. Here it is again. The first day released, it became the Amazon #1 bestseller. And I'm like, oh, my God. Because like I said, those things were supposed to happen for everybody else. That was the thought. But life started turning around when I started putting my mouth on what I wanted. And I said to myself before I wrote that book, I said I want to have a bestseller. I said that, and it happened. And so everything that I've been calling out, and I said I'm going to manifest it, and I put my mouth on it, is happening.
Yeah, words are so powerful. And, congratulations on all of your success with the school, with the book. And we're going to talk about your tour coming up. But if you all are just tuning in, this is Wednesdays with Whit on IntellectualRadio.com. We have the CEO and founder of Next Level Chicks, Renette Upson-Bush, on the line. And we're talking now about the importance of the words that you speak. And Renette wrote a book called Put Your Mouth on It. And when I first heard the title, I didn't think of anything sexual or negative. Instead, I know about the importance of speaking what you want to see and speaking things as though they are, even though they're not where you can see it right now. And so that was immediately what I thought about, putting your mouth on what you want to happen and what you want to manifest. So I'm glad that you went ahead with the title anyway. I know sometimes when we have the feedback from the publishers or the editors, we have to really stand firm on our convictions. So if anybody's out there who wants to write a book, and you're getting some pushback, you don't have to write it totally off. But if you feel strongly about your title, you know that God gave this to you, then follow God. He's not going to let you down, I promise. So where can listeners purchase your book? Put your mouth on it.
They can purchase the book on Amazon.com. Just put in the name or put in my name and it will come up.
Okay, and for you all who are tuning in, her name is Rynette Upson Bush. That's Rynette Upson, Upson, and last name Bush, Bush. Okay, and so I hear that you're taking the book on the road with you on the I Am Enough Empowerment Tour. That's super exciting. Can you tell us what the tour is about and how one can join you on the tour?
Okay, the tour is about moving forward, like I said, and turning that scarcity into opportunity. We were all born for a purpose and an assignment. And if you understand that you're enough, then you will be able to go where it is you need to go so that you can get your assignment taken care of. And so this is a seminar on greatness. It teaches you how to move past any and every obstacle, any challenge, and to win. And so you've got to have your mind right to get to anything else. So this is going to dive into different areas of your life, like every area of your life, and look at what you need to do to walk in your greatness, to walk in your purpose. And like I said, it's not just a conference that you're going to go to and just listen to people talk, because a lot of conferences are like that, which is great if that's what works for you. But you can't just sit and listen to people and then go home and do the work, because a lot of people don't do that. So this conference here, you're going to actually do the work, and you're going to look into things of every area of your life so that you can actually walk in the purpose and the destiny. You're going to do the work. You're going to have a plan. You're going to have a blueprint of where you're going, what you're doing, so that you can move forward in it. And when you leave there, you don't feel confused and not all over the place, but you're basically set on fire to do what is necessary so that you can walk in your greatness and know that you're enough for it. And that's really, really important, because we must understand who we are, no matter what. Who we are when nobody is looking. Who are you? Who are you when nobody is looking at you? Because you need to be that same person. You need to know that you're enough. A lot of times people get in front of people and they act one way, and then when they get to alone by themselves, they really don't think good of themselves. They don't really feel good about themselves. So how much of your life are you walking in truth? How much of your life are you really being authentic about who you are and whose you are and where it is you're supposed to go? See, if you don't recognize those things, if you don't have those things together, how can you really feel that you're enough? So we're going to dive into those things and stop living a lie. And if we do that, we can move forward to our greatness. So many people they rather live in a lie, rather not face the truth. But we got to face the truth. And if you're on the way to greatness, motivation, inspiration, getting yourself around people that are positive, that are bringing a good word to you, a good message, that only fuels the fire. So it's going to really help you to move forward and walk in your greatness and know that you are enough.
Yes, I love that. And as you were speaking, the word that popped out to me was authenticity. Being authentic and even learning how to embrace who you are some of the things that you will take away from this conference, this seminar. I believe that it's important as well to do the work while there, because I've gone to some different types of retreats or conferences or events, and I'm not doing anything but just sitting there listening. And that, for me, my learning style, I need to actually be working and applying what I'm doing. So once I leave from there, I continue in that same vein instead of just leaving with a whole bunch of information and staying in the same predicament or situation I was in before I came. So how would they be able to register or learn more about the I Am Enough Empowerment Tour?
They can go to nextlevelchicks@gmail.com, And if they have any questions, go there. You can also go to Renette Speaks. I'm sorry, Renette Speaks. .com, and you can actually sign up for a ticket. You can purchase your tickets there, or you can go to Eventbrite and just put in the name I Am Enough and purchase your tickets there. So there are, like I said, a couple ways. You can go to Eventbrite, you can go to Renette Speaks, or you can go to nextlevelchicks@gmail.com if you have any questions. And we're also looking for vendors, and we have speaker opportunities as well.
Awesome. So you all can go check out eventbrite.com, or you can go to renettespeaks.com or email nextlevelchicks@gmail.com if you have any questions about being a vendor, a speaker, and sponsor. You know, if you are not able to actually attend, like Renette is in Florida and some of her other stops are other places. I'll let her share the other stops in a moment. But if you can't physically be there and you have a business or a service, a product that you want to have present and get in front of your target audience, then that is an opportunity for you as well. So again, Eventbrite, renettespeaks.com, or email her at nextlevelchicks@gmail.com. A member of the team will let you know about the opportunities that are available by state. Speaking of which states are you going to for the I Am Enough Empowerment Tour?
I'm so excited because I am starting in Orlando. I'm from Florida, as you announced. I'm starting in Orlando, then I'm going to Jacksonville, Florida. I'm going to Tampa, Florida, and then I'm taking it to Las Vegas, Nevada. From there is Houston, Texas. Then we are going to North Carolina, South Carolina, and stopping in Daytona Beach. I've had some people come to me about Atlanta, so that may be, on the way or whatever, so we'll see. But yes, I'm just really excited that we are doing this. And I just wanted to say really quickly that a lot of times people second guess themselves whether they need to sign up. Is it going to really work? I don't know. But this is the thing I want to tell you. Too many people count themselves out before they even start, before they even try. You never know what's going to happen. You never know who's in the room. Your divine connection, that person there that can take you to the next level may be there. And you don't know the information you're going to hear. You don't know what you're going to get. But what I can promise you is that this is not fluff. It's not just something to do. This is life altering, because you are enough, and you need to recognize that and never, never, ever count yourself out.
Yes, absolutely. So if you are in Florida, or you feel like taking a trip and you want to go to Orlando, Tampa, or Jacksonville, or Daytona Beach, she has options for you. Also Houston, Vegas, North Carolina. I know I'm going to South Carolina because that's where my family is. My mother's already planning it for us. So make sure that you go, make sure that you go to renettespeaks.com, or again, check your Eventbrite, type in I Am Enough, and then you'll be able to register. So we're grateful to have Renette here and to also have Next Level Chicks as a sponsor for today's episode. Can you tell us what separates Next Level Chicks from other programs or services or empowerment groups? What is Next Level Chicks, really?
Next Level Chicks is an empowerment group of women. It's on the third actually process, because I started out and I just wanted to take everybody to the next level. I didn't care what you had going on, whether you were coming out of a bad relationship, whether you wanted to finish school, whether you wanted to be an entrepreneur. So we had a huge group of people that, were in the group. And then that was the free group. Then it became a paid group, and we still were accepting everybody in the group. So I just heard from God that, there's some entrepreneurs out there, or people that have dreams about starting a business, but they don't know how to start. They don't know where to go. They don't know who to connect with. And so my thing was to bring entrepreneurs aboard and help them understand that you can have a business, and it's a process and a plan. So I help women to start the business, kick their job to the curb, and move on opening your business. Like I said, you are enough. And you just have to have in your mindset that you need a community. As an entrepreneur, it can be lonely. You will have many days of tears, many negative people, naysayers. You'll have long nights, long days, a lot of mistakes, a lot of fear. So this community brings women together that want to have a business and allows them to connect, collaborate, and celebrate. Because a lot of times you just don't get that, because half of the people that you're talking to about starting a business, they have no clue of what you're talking about. They have no desire. And so when you say stuff to them and you tell them, I spent my money and I lost this, or I'm broke, or, this didn't work out, the first thing to you, because I've had it said to me, why don't you just get a job? I mean, you can still teach. You can go back to the college. You can be an administrator. They don't understand. So when you get around a community of ambitious, like-minded, on fire, over-the-top women that are ready, ignited, and excited to get their business started, this helps you to stay fired up. This helps you as you hear their wins, as you see their excitement. You start to think, you know what, I can do this too. So that's what Next Level Chicks is about. It's about pushing women to move forward in their business, no matter what, to challenge the limits, to face all your fears. It puts you around other women, and it really keeps you from thinking, I need to quit. It's not going to work. It helps you to own your dream of having that business, and that's exactly what we do. We push you on purpose for the purpose of walking in your purpose and going to your next level in Next Level Chicks.
That's right. Thank you so much for breaking that down. So if you all are just tuning in to Wednesdays with Whit on IntellectualRadio.com, I am your host, Whit Devereaux. We have on the line the CEO and founder of Next Level Chicks, Renette Upson-Bush. Today we were talking about the mantra, the declaration, I am enough. And you can actually connect with Renette further at her I Am Enough Empowerment Tour. What's the first date of the tour, Renette?
March 28th, right around the corner. Woo!
Yes, so make sure that you all go ahead and go on eventbrite.com. You type in I Am Enough Empowerment Tour and you'll be able to register. March 28th is around the corner. So don't wait till the last minute. I know sometimes we have that habit of waiting to the last minute. But if you know that this is somewhere that you need to be, maybe you struggle with wanting to build your own business and feeling confident enough to do so, or maybe you just need help with your overall confidence, period, in your life, this is something that is going to help you and get you around the right people so that you can get where you need to go. I actually read in a book by Joel Osteen a couple years ago, I want to say, and it was called I Am. And he said that whatever we declare after I am follows us. It attaches itself to us. And once I read that, it was a game changer for me. So that meant that I needed to watch the words that came after I am, because I want to make sure that it's something that is in alignment with where I'm going and not something negative, because I don't want to declare that I am anything that's not what God has called me to be. So for today, we're talking about I am enough. So Renette, are there any parting words that you like to leave with our audience about the declaration, about the mantra, I am enough?
Well, you just said about Joel Osteen, which, the book, Put Your Mouth on It, aligns in the same circle with that, because we have to understand that our words can make us or break us. And as we move forward, a lot of people need to understand, in order to reach your dreams, you have got to believe that you are enough. So you got to get around like-minded people. And when we sit around people that are not for us, people that are negative, people that don't even understand where they're going, that's not going to help us grow. So it's very, very important that you make a decision and understand that your decision to not make a decision is a decision. And a lot of people sit and wait or whatever. I don't believe in it. I did it. I used to. Don't stall on your dreams. Do not stall on your dreams. Your dreams, your goals, your visions should not be an option. It should be mandatory. And a lot of people don't really fully execute their dreams because they lack consistency, they lack discipline, and they lack confidence. And so when you understand that I am enough, you might still be lacking some of those things, but whether you lack it or not, just the step of moving forward, to step into doing something, to take action, to come to conferences, to get around the right people. I don't care what you do. I don't care how you do it. If you have a dream, a goal, a vision, this is the thing I'm going to say to you. Just start. Start. Excuses have never got anything done, and you need to learn to challenge your excuses because you are enough. And excuses are an enemy. Excuses are an enemy, just like procrastination. So when you make up your mind that I'm enough and you decide to fight back, you can have anything and everything that you want. So refuse to fall victim to the enemy of excuses and challenge that every single day. When somebody is telling you not enough, when your mind is telling you that, challenge that and move forward because you are enough. You have everything it takes to move forward in the greatness that you were purposed for.
Awesome. So the takeaways that I got from that, and for any of the listeners, if you're wondering why should I join or attend the I Am Enough Empowerment Tour, you're going to be working on consistency, discipline, and confidence. And even if you feel like you are great in those areas, we always have room for self-improvement and continual growth. So with that said, thank you again, Renette, for coming on the show. She is online from Florida, talking to us today about Next Level Chicks presents the I Am Enough Empowerment Tour, which is our sponsor for today, Next Level Chicks. And so in order to get to your next level, you must have the right mindset, motivation, and mentorship. And that's what your motivation mentor, Renette Upson Bush, is committed to doing, providing you with all the tools necessary to have the next level lifestyle every day and in every way. So you can learn more and connect with her via email, like she said, nextlevelchicks@gmail.com, or go right to RenetteSpeaks.com. But make sure that you all tune in and look up the I Am Enough Empowerment Tour. I believe that it's going to be life-changing, just like it was when I met her and she talked about the Shock and Awe campaign. So thank you again, Renette. And if there's anyone else who is either interested in having your product or service as a sponsor on the show, you can contact me on whitdevereaux.com. Again, I know that you all are used to hearing my lovely co-host, Liz Steiner. Please send up those prayers and those positive vibes as she continues to recover. Thank you for tuning in to Wednesdays with Whit on IntellectualRadio.com. I will see you on the second Wednesday in March and the fourth Wednesday in March next month. Hey, Renette.
Hey.
Thanks for tuning in. I'll make sure to